Welcome back to week 2 or the next video of this channel. This will be the second one. Today is March 20th. So yesterday I actually was the first video that I uploaded. We did some cold calls and as well as just kind of talked about what this channel is about. So today I actually received an email back from a person that I cold called on Tuesday. I didn't get to record that because, I just didn't think about starting the channel. It kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, pretty much this people, I found them on Facebook and they're hosting, it's a nonprofit. They're hosting an event in April. And pretty much they're looking to get 2 days of coverage for their event. But here's the thing, their budget is only $350. So obviously for 2 days of work for an event, it's not ideal, or it's not what I usually charge. Pretty much what we talked about in the cold call was the fact that the budget was pretty low. So I offered to cover certain sections of the event. So pretty much she was trying to find a student or a intern who would cover the event for her from this company. So I was like, I can cover the event for you. And then she let out the budget. So I was like, well, we usually charge, higher than that for that kind of time. So I was like, maybe I can prioritize parts of the event instead for both days. So like, I'm not there 8 hours each day for 350, but it's honestly kind of just up to the individual if you're willing to take that or not. For me, I'm going to take it. And here's my reasoning. I have a couple reasonings because I weighed out my options of taking it versus not taking it. One, it's some money. It's not free, and it's, I've done events for free. Two, I don't have to cover the whole event. I only have to cover certain times of the event. I don't have to be there both days, 8 hours, even though I would. Number three, I build a connection with the client, not only for maybe future events, but they will understand, they'll see that, hey, like, these people are willing to work with us. So maybe if next year's budget is $500 for the event, they're willing to kind of work with me because I worked with them. It gives me leverage in the relationship. It tells them that I'm willing to work with them. And, for me, it's more important to have that relationship than not have that relationship. So, if I don't take this, not only am I not getting any money, I'm not building a relationship for the client. I don't get to keep the work to promote myself in the business and have more experience under the belt. This can also lead into a referral from this person. It can lead, nonprofits around the area or other businesses around the area that are looking for this kind of stuff. So for me, I'm going to respond saying that I'm going to take this. Most people would be like, no, I'll just wait for next year, once the budget expands. But here's the thing. There's no guarantee that she'll keep you in mind for next year. These things move fast. Business moves rapidly. She might not even be at this job next year. So who's to say that she'll refer you to the next person? As if you do the work and you cover this event and now you do a great job, not only will she remember you for even accepting the offer, accepting the job, she also remember how easy it was to work with you and how you were flexible with them. So she might refer you to the next person or even another associate of her that would take care of it. This is my reasonings of why I'm going to take this. It's a 2-day event. It's going to be in April 14th to the 15th. It's a weekday. Fairly close to me. I mean, it's only 30 minutes away. So, so I'm going to go send out the email right now. Pretty much I said, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words for what she said about my work being beautiful. And said, I completely understand the budget constraints and I would be happy to work with you and tailor the coverage. Even if it doesn't fully align with my usual rates, I'll still love the opportunity to be involved and expand my portfolio. And then I said, if you could send over an event schedule, I'd be happy to review the timeline and plan out the coverage time. So I'm gonna send that over right now. I'll make sure to update you guys on what she says. I'm fairly certain I can secure this. Today is March 23rd, so over the weekend we didn't do really much anything, obviously, because a lot of businesses are closed. I got a response today from the email that I did on Friday, and she pretty much sent over the schedule of the event. So I think I'm gonna be ready to send the quote over, and I'll be doing that through my CRM, which is Studio Ninja. So if you don't have one, I would recommend Studio Ninja just because of its simplicity. So I just forked over a quote. Didn't send the email to them yet, but I just made one for the amount that we agreed on, and then I just kind of broke down what I was providing for them. So I'm gonna send over the email right now and kind of see if we get a response today. Probably not, but I'll update you guys if I do. I'm gonna be sending over the email right now. I'll just read you out the email. I said, perfect, I'll be able to cover the trade show on the 14th and then the reception on the 15th. And then I said I've put together a quote that you and your team can review. It includes what I would cover and the deliverables. And then I made sure that the quote, to quote you guys at the budget that we established. And then I said, feel free to look over it and accept when you guys want, pretty much. And then I linked over the quote, and then I said, please let me know if you have any questions. All right, so quick update. Just received an email back from the person I emailed earlier. Pretty much just saying thank you for sending this, the quote, and that she's going to relay this to her team, and she'll get back to me. So obviously I wasn't really expecting a yes or no right away. I've received the email back, so thankfully it looks like we might be proceeding forward. But yeah, if they book, I'll be sure to be updating you guys on how that goes. Right now, we still have those 2 events later this week, which I will be recording. And hopefully those are good networking opportunities as well, not just client work. So yeah. So quick update with the client we just talked about. Pretty much I sent over the the quote, and with the, detailing the 2 days that we were going to cover the event, 2 hours of each day. It looked like it was going to be maybe early morning the first day and later in the afternoon the second date. So yeah, I sent over the quote. I said, hey, look over it, talk to your team about it, and if you guys want to move along, all you have to do is accept the quote and sign it, which is why it's so important to get a CRM, because all they have to do is just go into their portal, accept, sign contract, and pay. That's all they have to do. So if you're going to a business, please get a CRM. It will save you so much time. The day about 2 days after that we send over the email with the quote, they accepted it, paid in full, and signed the contract. Yeah, so that's going to be booked for next month, April 14th and 15th. So they send over an email back, pretty much just saying, sorry, let me back up. I seen that they paid, and I got the notification, so I sent over an email back. Hey, it's like, hey, I received the notification that the quote was accepted and paid. Thank you so much. Super excited to collaborate with you and really looking forward to capturing this event. And then she's like, hey, thank you so much for accommodating for our budget. And then we will relay any details that might be helpful as the closer we get to the date. So that's what they send over, which is great. That's perfect. I don't need anything more than that. I mean, that's literally our first client in a week, just from cold calling and outreaching. And yes, I know I didn't record the cold call, which I should have, but I wasn't thinking about starting a YouTube channel back then. Well, I say back then, but it was a week ago. But yeah, like all it takes is one. You've seen the no's already from that first video. You've seen the no's. You've seen the no calls, no pickups. But all it takes is one yes to get a client, So you might be asking, what's next? Now that we have a client, now that we've secured somebody, what's next? Well, nothing. We just wait, pretty much. We just wait till the day comes. We don't stop cold outreaching. We don't stop calling people. We don't stop doing what we're doing to get more clients, because one client isn't going to pay the bills. You're going to need multiple clients. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're outreaching every day, if you're cold calling every day, just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually you'll have somebody say yes to your proposal, say yes to your pricing, say yes to everything. Just keep putting that work in.
One more thing that I failed to mention is I decided to get a new gear, something new, something for the arsenal. Now, I'm gonna show you. So I decided to buy a drone. Yeah. Now you might be asking, why the heck would you buy a drone? You don't have the clients, you don't have, you're just starting with business, and you don't have the clients to even justify the purchase, or you don't even need it, to be honest. And to that, I say I agree. I 100% agree. I don't have the clients. I don't have pretty much any reason to buy this. But here's where this purchase is justified for me. I mentioned that I have 2 events. One of the events I did today, which won't be until next week's video. Then the next event I have is Saturday, which is the paid one. And that one, I have already done an event for him last year. And this event is a business event. There's gonna be construction companies. There's gonna be, people who work with land and other kind of things that would require a drone. So my process is, if I show up with a drone, they'll hire me. And I'm not just saying that because, well, I'm hoping they will. I'm not saying that because last year they had asked me if I did have a drone, and I told them no, I didn't have a drone. I don't, but I was planning on getting one. So I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to use that investment that I've got from the $500, purchase this and bring it to the event, because it will give me it'll give me an opportunity to open doors for other type of work and more clients. So this is why I got it. That's my justification. Do you need this? Absolutely not. You don't need this to do events. Do you need this to be successful? No, you do not. But the reason I got this was just because I may be interested in getting some construction jobs or construction people, some people that are interested in drone, to get some extra money in my pocket. So this is why I got this. This is an investment opportunity for me. I wouldn't recommend everybody just to get a drone just because I got a drone. You got to look at why you're getting the drone and if it makes sense for you. Don't spend money on the business if don't go crazy spending money thinking you need things that you really don't need. All right. As long as you have a camera, a lens, I would say 2 lenses at least, one that goes far, one that's short and wide. Well, yeah, as long as you have a camera, 2 lenses, and a microphone, you can get video work and you can get photography work. But yeah, I did decide to buy this just because I do have a reason for my event, and I want to get more clients that might need this. So I'm gonna wrap this video up here. This is week 1 of the actual business. Week 0 was the introduction. This is week 1 of the actual business. And next week, I will cover these 2 events that I just did. So I'll add some behind the scene clips, hopefully, if I have the chance to. So yeah, hopefully you guys stay tuned, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned.